Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to talk about the quick access toolbar real quick. So without wasting any time, let's talk about it. The first option is start, second one stop, a restart, and then options. All these four options you can find under capture. The next three are available under file. So what do these options do? Let me just show it to you as well at the same time. So the first option, the second, the third, and the fourth right here, start. It will start the capture. Stop will stop the capture. Restart will restart the capture. Well, there's a capture which is running. When you're going to click on restart, it's going to say what you want to do with the capture that's still running. It's you can say I don't want to save it, continue without saving, and so on. We saw an example of that in the last video, right? And then you have options. We checked this option as well in the last video. For those of you who haven't checked it, please go ahead and do it. The next three options, as you can see right here, right, which is open, save, and then close. All these options are available under file, open, save, and then close, right? Save as here, save and save as, both the options. Well, this is a saved capture file, so therefore you see it like that. And then you have a reload this file, okay? To reload, you go to view and the very last option right here. And you can do a control R as well for this. And then you have find a packet. I'm going to talk about it at the end. We have go to the previous packet. Right now, I'm on packet number 1. I can go to packet number 2, 3, and so on. Right now I'm on packet 21. How do you get this information from here? You can check right here. It says frame 21 right here, right? Okay, so in case you don't know which packet you're on, you can always check this option right here. So what does this button do? Go to the previous one. So if I'm on 21, I'll go to 20, right? And if I click it again, I'm going to go to 19, 18. So it just helps you, go through the packets in a nice way. And the next option, go to the next packet, obviously 19, 20, 21, and so on. And then this one, go to the specified packet. I'm going to talk about it at the end when I talk about find a packet. Okay, I'm going to talk about these two options at the end. Now, go to the first packet. Now, right now I'm on 21, right? If I click on it, I'll go to packet number 1. And if I click on the next option, which is right after it, go to the last packet. And as we know, as we discussed in the last video as well, we know what the last packet is because we get the total number of packets right here, 196, right? So you can go to packet number 196 if you click on that option. Which option? This option off, go to the last packet, 196, right? Okay, the next option after that automatically scroll to the last packet during a live capture. So when you have a live capture going on, right? Let's say this is a live capture and these are the first 23 packets, right? As you can see, there are 23 packets on the screen right here. It will not scroll down when the 24th packet comes in. It will not go to 24, 25, 26, and so on, right? It will stay right there. And you'll have to scroll down yourself to stick to the latest packet, right? To stay with the latest packet. Now, in order to make sure that it automatically does that, you can just click on this. All right, so it'll make sure that you stick to the last packet during a live capture. And this option is only available with the live capture. You don't have any use of this packet when you have a saved capture like this one, like the one I have right now, right? Then I have Colorize. It'll help you, understand the communication better, the packets, and how the communication is actually happening. So just to give you a quick example, possibly I'm gonna talk about Colorize in a separate video, but just to give you a quick example, let's say HTTP, right? I just searched for it. All of these packets are HTTP packets, right? What I just did was filtered the packets out of 196. We see these 6 packets are HTTP packets. I just filtered it using this option right here. I just typed HTTP and it filtered it. Okay, fine. Now, how does the Colorize help me in this case? For example, I click on packet number 77, and a good way of colorizing things or changing the colors is press the control key on your keyboard and press any of the digits between 1 through 9, for example 1. Or, okay, I go to packet 90 and I press 2, for example. You see here, why did the color for 93 change when I changed the color on 90? Or why did the color on 80 change change, right? So I was on packet 77 and I did a control plus 1. So I pressed the control key and number 1 on the keyboard. The color for 80 changed as well, the packet 80. When I was on 90, I did the same thing. I pressed the control key and then the number 2. The color for 93 changed as well. Why did that happen? And if I do the same thing for 103, you'll see the number, you'll see the color changing because you see it lets you know about the conversation. So if I was to say in simpler terms, if I was to state this in simpler terms, I would say that for packet number 77, the reply we get is in packet number 80. For packet number 90, we have the reply in 93. And for 103, we have the reply in 106. Let me just quickly show you. If I click on 106, for example, it's not necessary you have to click on the first packet. So if I click on 106, I press the control key and then press number 5, for example, and you see the color changed for both of these packets. They're in the same color. And if I click on it, there's another thing that helps you, that Wireshark helps you out with, is these arrows right here, right? It also tells you about the conversation. Okay, this one was a request and you have a response here, as you can see in the info field, info column. This is an extremely important column, which we're going to talk about columns possibly in the upcoming videos, or if we don't spend a lot of time explaining all this, then we're going to possibly try to cover it in this video itself. All right, so let me just clear the filter by clicking on this X right here. You see this cross, right? There are two ways of clearing this filter. I can either click on this cross button, or I can just backspace this HTTP and then hit enter. If I don't hit enter, if I don't hit enter, you'll see that these packets are still going to stay here in the same way. Okay, let me just show you that. So if I backspace HTTP, you see it's still there, right? In order to take effect, I'll have to press enter. On the other hand, if I have HTTP here, no problem. Both of those actions will be taken if I press the cross button, which I showed you, right? Cross button, there you go. All right. Now, in order to zoom in on the packets, because you see when you're looking at a packet capture, right, it's important that you understand what's going on, what information you're looking at. If it's something you're not able to understand, then obviously you won't be able to get to the bottom of the issue, right? So in order to increase the text size, you can just click on the plus button that you see in the quick access toolbar and enlarge the main window text. In order to zoom out a little bit, you can do it. So it says shrink, so you can say zoom out, zoom in, whatever. And you didn't know the normal size. You want to get back to the normal size. You can click on the last option that you see right here, return the main window text to its normal size. Click on that and you get the normal text, right? Now it looks small to me. Anyways, you can do it using the control button as well on the keyboard. So if you press control and then plus, it's going to increase right like this. If you press control and minus, or a hyphen that you call a hyphen, whatever, I'll just zoom out. And then if you want to get back to the normal size, control and the key 0, right? 1 through 9 keys are for color, and control plus 0 is to get the normal size. Where do you see this in the menu? You can go to view and then zoom right here. All these three options, right? You see the colorize option right here. And about those arrows, these options to go to the previous packet, the next packet, and so on, you see it under go, right? Go to the next packet, previous packet, and then you have a first packet, last packet, and so on. And auto scroll that we talked about, that's only applicable in the live capture. That can be seen here as well. So the very last option that you see is resize packet list columns to fit the screen. Let's say there are a few columns on your screen, right? And you increase the size on it, and you have to scroll to the right side to, um, get to the information on the right side, right? So you'll have to scroll like this, right? You don't want to do that because it's actually annoying. I never do it. If I get a packet capture file like that, I'll never check that. But I know, I mean, obviously how to fix it. So Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. The recording just ended. So yeah, so as I was saying, that in order to get all of this on the same window and then readjust the things, you can just click on this last option right here, which says resize packet list columns to fit the contents. You click on it, there you go, all of it on the same screen. And then in order to make it look good, you can just, change this stuff yourself like this to make sure it looks convenient and good and that you're able to spot the information on the screen easily. Right. Now, finally, let's talk about the last two remaining options that we have right here. I just had a tea break, so yeah, fresher than before. This option and this option right here. These two options, extremely, extremely important, and I use them a lot. So especially the first one. So I'm going to show you both these options. First, the option of finding a specific packet. As you can see, if you hover the mouse over it, it says go to the specified packet. And on the right side, you see these options right here. This is the option packet. You fill in the packet number here, click on go to packet, or if you don't want to use it, click on cancel. So let's say this packet capture file had 30,000 or 40,000 packets in there, and somebody gave me this packet capture as a proof for a certain thing and told me that hey, look at packet number 33,400, and that's the proof that so and so is happening. So I can quickly go to 33,400, but obviously I don't have that many packets in this packet capture file. So just to demonstrate, you can go to packet number 113, for example, directly from here. And in the same way, when you have, let's say, 30,000, 40,000 packets in there, and somebody tells you to go to 27,000 packet, you don't have to do stuff like this because it's going to be a lot of mess, I tell you that. When you're dealing with those many number of packets, the load as well is pretty high. So you just mention the packet number in here, click on go to packet, and you directly go to the packet. And I landed on 113, as I've shown you before as well. How do you check it? In case you don't know where you landed on, or the colors are not looking good. So you have 113, but this is the easiest way. 113, just see that, and oh, okay, I'm on that packet. Okay, done with that. So let's say I don't want to do it. I click on cancel, and that's it. All right. So the last option, coming to the last option, which is find a packet. Okay, let me just get rid of this. Okay, when I click on this option of find a packet, which is an option that I use a lot, okay, there are a few options in here. First one is packet list. Leave it at packet list, because when you leave it at packet list, it's this area that we're talking about, right? And it also gives us two more options, which is packet details, which is here, and another option, the third option, which is for packet bytes, which you might see just below this or on the right side or any other side, depending on the layout, right? I don't mess around with this option. I keep it at defaults. For packet list, I just keep it there. Narrow and wide, the next one. So this narrow means UTF-8 and ASCII, and the wide means UTF-16. I want to check across all the encoding divisions. I don't care. So I keep it narrow and wide. Frankly, I don't mess around with this option as well. And then I have case sensitive. Sometimes I do mess with this option, and this option as well. I usually keep it string. 99% of the times I keep it string. And there are more options available in there. I'm going to show you those as well, but this is all. And then you mention the string that you want to search through, and then you click on find, which is right here, right? You click on find, and that's it. This is an extremely important option, so yeah, please make sure you understand this correctly. And when you search for a certain string, it's going to search in the info column, okay? Okay, so let's say in the info column, we have text like server and then colon. Yeah, we can search for it. And when you search for it, it's going to take all these packets that, it's going to let you go through all these packets that have the string server and then colon. right? So I know there are a few packets that have the string get in there, and I'm going to show you how I search for them. As you had seen before, I had the string get in the search already there. Anyways, we can search for anything, like literally any text that you find in here in this column. So let me just quickly show it to you. And also the options. I did show you this one: packet list, packet details, and packet bytes, narrow and wide, UTF-8, UTF-16, case sensitive if you want to keep it case sensitive or not, completely your choice. I do sometimes go with case sensitive. All right. We have string, we have display filter, hex value, and then regular expression. I have a different video on regular expressions. You can go ahead and check it out in my channel. Not related specifically to Wireshark, the regular expression. But anyways, it's the same thing. It's the same rule that it follows. Anyways, the one that I use the most is string. If you go for display filter, for example, you can put something like HTTP in here and then click on find and you get the results. And then you have the other option of hex value. For example, the hex value would be, in this case, for example, this MAC address 00:50. So you can search for hex values like this. 50, and any packet that has this hex value. In this case, every single packet has this value, right? Because in this case, I've captured the communication between a client and a server, which are directly connected, and there are no other packets from any other machine in this packet capture. So it's always going to be there because the communication is to and fro, right? So if I click enter, enter, you'll see every other packet has this hex value. But I just wanted to show you how to do it, right? Then you have string. When you go on string, as I said, string searches through the info part, right? So let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say I want to see all the packets that have this string in this info column, right? I know, get, okay, I click on find, I see that it landed on frame number 77. How do I know that? You should know it as well. It's right here, frame 77, and this is where I'm at. All right, get. I can click on find again, and it'll take me to packet number 90, which is 90. And I click on it again, it takes me to 103, and then it takes me back to 77, 90, 103, 77, 9103. So there are three packets that actually have this information, right? Okay, we're done with this part as well. Now, let me just quickly show to you what these options are right here. What is this? HTTP, TCP, UDP, C2S, and so on. So what are these options? So this is something about, this is just a filter. I've named it HTTP. I've named it TCP. These are custom entries that I've kept in there. So let me just show it to you with these examples. Let's say you're mentioning a display filter of DNS and DHCP, for example, right? And you use this filter every single day. You know you're gonna use it 5 times every single day, right? So what do? Instead of writing it again and again, because obviously you're not gonna have just DNS and DHCP, you might have complex filters as well. In such a case, what do? You just go ahead and click on this plus button, which is right here, this plus button. When you click on this plus button, you can add a custom filter and it will just act like you have this quick access toolbar, right? So this is your quick access filter bar, for example. I just named it that. Anyways, so the point is, if you click on plus, as I just did, it asks you, okay, what's the label you want to give it? I want to say testing. Yeah, testing for YT as in YouTube. Okay, testing for YouTube. Although you won't keep it like that, right? Because we have the filter of DNS and DHCP. Let's do it that way. DNS and DHCP. And comments, whatever you want to keep it. So let me just highlight the options. The label, okay? The filter right here. What's the filter you want to use? And this is the same filter that you put in here, right? And then you have the comments, whatever comment you want to put for this particular filter option, the label itself. Okay, filter to check for DNS and DHCP packets, and that's it. Once you click on OK, which you see right here. Once you click on OK, it's just going to add it with the name of DNS and DHCP all uppercase. We just click on OK, and there you go. You see right here, right? DNS and DHCP. In the same way, I've done the other ones as well. And the label is completely arbitrary. It's your choice how you want to do it, C to S, whatever you want to name it. Let's say you want to edit it. Like, let's say, for example, you want to edit UDP. You just right click on it and you say edit, this option right here. You click on edit and there you go. You can just go ahead and edit the filter. You can put whatever in here. I mean, obviously a correct one, the correct filter. And that's it. Right. So how does it help me? I'll tell you how. Let's say this is my packet capture. Right now, I have all the 196 packets in there. Rather than typing in a filter, I can just go ahead and click on these labels right here, right? As it says, pull out HTTP packets, HTTP, right? So if I click on HTTP, there you go. I got HTTP packets. TCP, I click on TCP. UDP, is there any UDP packet? No, there's none. Client to server communication. Oh, I know 50.5 is the client and 36.230 is the server. So I'll always see, let me just highlight it as well. So you see the source. This is your client in this case because it's client to server. This is what I named it anyways. And I know the destination is always the server, which is 36.230. And as soon as I apply the filter, you see .5 always on this side and .230 on the destination end. And this is how you see it. This is the filter which actually gets applied in the backend SSH dot direction. If I click on S to C, it'll probably change. No, it will change SSH direction to 1. Yes, server to client. And now you see 230 on the left side, which is under source, under the column source. And then you have 50.5 on the right side because it's server to client, whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And you should add a few in here. You should actually add some of these if you use any complex, filters. Yeah. In the next video, I'm actually going to talk about how to filter IP addresses, different ways of filtering IP addresses, and yeah, that one's gonna be short, but it's gonna be extremely helpful. So yeah, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day ahead. Goodbye.